They are fired up here. Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh! Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia, where it's been a rainy week, but the clouds have parted. The sun is setting, but week 2 has arrived at Assembly Yards inside the Intense Arena. Last week was an action-packed week, but today we get to go at it again with 2 more teams getting their opportunity at the Intense League. Hello, everyone. I'm Jay Wire-Bone alongside Maria Mateus. And Maria, we're back at it again.
What an exciting first weekend. Back for week 2. It's only going to get better and better from here.
And last week was amazing. We talked a lot about last-second points, clock running out, all these things that fans are not used to watching, and we have to explain how intense is different than traditional tennis. And we start off with a clock. We play on a clock, 70 minutes of play, 20 minutes men's singles, 20 minutes women's singles, 30 minutes of all 3 doubles formats. You win 1 point, it counts as 1 point. You hit a clean winner, it counts as 2. And then the total score accumulated at the end of the day across all of these formats, that determines your winner. 14 seconds in between points, unlimited substitution, so it makes it a true team format. Players coming in and out, all of the gender formats. It's an action-packed, different dynamics and matchups, Maria, that really impacted how teams managed this last week.
You know, the format is so new, but the atmosphere is electric. Like you mentioned, having 1 serve, 2 points for winners, 14 seconds in between points. It raises the stakes, and it makes everything so different, but I think each team is going to get better and better. Well,
we hope that the Frees are going to get better than last week, because when they ran into the altitude in that opening night, where they struggled was they just ran up against some great players in Emma Burgage, Malkia Nagonaway. Hopefully they don't come up against the Smash team playing like that. And then Tyler Seiss for the altitude. 3rd round pick, but boy, did he get the most minutes with his energy, his roar, his play. He showed why he was the week 1 MVP, hands down. Then the Outriders taking on the Fortune. Outriders got up to a 22-point lead, and yet the Fortune team kept crawling back, especially in doubles, with some +2 clean winners. And then Rafael Lacasse, this is the last point of the night. She has to win it right there. Score is tied, ends up hitting a volley winner and it's just an absolutely incredible night. Two other matchups also got to take on. The Sting and the Rise, 184-167 for the Sting. Then the Ridge, led by Claudio Pistolesi, Youssef Rion. They really dominated the Inferno, 170-147 to wrap up the opening weekend. But coming up tonight, we have the Freeze taking on the Smash. Elmar Ojupovic, the big hitter German. Carousel on the other side, looking to prove why he was the #1 pick, bounced back from last week. We'll find out how these teams will perform when we come back. Beautiful night here in Atlanta, Georgia, where week 2 has arrived at the Intense League. Smash are getting ready to take on the Freeze, and the action is ready to get started. And we have the opportunity to meet our third member of our team, who's with Delana Hewitt, Kelly Kroll.
Thanks a lot. Well, Delana, you guys have had to wait a whole week for this one. How excited is the team to finally get your season underway?
Oh, I know. Finally get to play. We've been watching all the teams get to it. Super excited to play, a little nervous, but we're ready to go.
You've watched all the teams play. What are you expecting tonight in the Freeze in this one?
Sion was killing it in trials yesterday, so we're going to watch out for her, but I think we're good. Our men feel good. We're ready to go.
I love it. Best of luck. Thank you so much, Delana.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Thank you, Kelly. And we'll get a first look at the rosters going up against tonight, these two teams. Maria, which of these players stand out for you for the Smash?
For Team Smash, coached by Sophia Rocci, we have Benjamin Locke. He's a 6'6" Seminole, All-American, so many titles on the ITF and ATP tours. And Delana Hewitt, who we just saw, powerful hitter who wears her heart on her sleeve, and we see all of her emotions. And for Team Freeze, coached by Simon Pritchard, we have Carousel, first pick in the draft, so much experience playing and coaching, and Sion Mendez, 2025 MVP for Team Tampa, played the Grand Slam, so much experience playing on the Pro Tour. It's going to be a good night.
Yeah, two teams with amazing, great players. Freeze looking to bounce back. Smash looking to get their first win of the night in their debut. But right now, we'll go down for the coin toss with Sebastian Nunez.
First player's up. First player's up. Freeze, first player's up, please. All right. Welcome to Intense.
Look at us.
Tonight, we're going to start with the men's singles. Team Smash, you're the home. Freeze, you get the call. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads is the call. It's tails. All right. Team Smash will serve. Play starts with my whistle.
And showtime. The Smash win the toss, and they elect to receive the first 10-minute bolt. They get a second one after that. Women's singles will be coming up as well. Then we'll finish with all three doubles formats. Elmar Ojupovic for the smash on the near side to lead things off. Caruso gets a start on the other side.
From the get-go, I love the consistency we're seeing. He missed that ball, obviously, but longer rally than we're used to. I think last week's arcs, you know, everyone started nervous. We saw some missed serves very early on, and I love to see that longer rally, high percentage point.
Yeah, trying to work your way into it, not what Caruso wants to see to get things started. We'll see how long Elmar Ojupovic wants to allow this type of tennis. He is one of the biggest hitters you'll find. He wants to attack, be aggressive, move forward. We'll see how long it takes for him to get into that.
Caruso experience, starting out a little bit shaky here. Definitely some nerves. I think he wants to pick things up a lot from last week and have a little bit better of a performance. We see a really good start here, though, from Elmar. Really stepping in, being aggressive, looking for those 2-pointers.
Great flick, pickup backhand down the line. Not easy for a one-handed backhand, 3-1 smash. Big kick, but Caruso's got a wonderful classic two-handed backhand. This beautiful backhand-to-backhand rally. Switching it to the forehand, and he hits that wide, 3-2.
Yeah, if you're Caruso, I think you want to pick on that backhand. You know, you never know, but I think he should pick on that backhand, look to move forward, even attack the forehand sometimes when Elmar is thinking that the ball is going to come on his backhand.
There, Elmar sets that backhand up, forehand approach. Nice touch by Caruso to make it only +1. Off-pace kick serve where Sell steps inside an attack, but backhand passing shot winner down the line. Hawkeye electronic line calling confirms that ball was in. 6-2, that's our first winner of the night.
What a calm demeanor here from Elmar. You know, he's known for his discipline, determination, and we're seeing this, especially for not having played an arc yet. He looks very composed, JY. Very
composed. We'll see if some of that is the coaching. These teams got to watch the other teams go through opening night, and a lot of the unforced errors that this format sometimes brings in the first 20 minutes. And they want to make sure they get off to a more solid start. And I think that's a great thing, that sometimes working your way into it, running, grunting, siding, breathing hard as we get our let's go freeze chance.
I love to see that, right? We were talking about how they were a little bit low energy last week, and we're seeing a lot more energy. We're seeing a chant already, right? And we're 3 minutes in. I'd like to see Caruso just accelerate a little bit more. He has such a great serve. I think he's just a little nervous right now. Sometimes if you decelerate, you actually end up missing more.
This is still very calm and collected, Ojupovic. Very interesting. This is not a typical style of play. How much of this is impacted by the coaching of Sofia Rachi? 8-4. Going this time, mixing it up, going body forehand serve. His first mix-up serve of the night. That's what happens. Caruso ran around the backhand to hit the forehand return. So now Elmar knows he needs to mix it up. That's one of the biggest kick serve he's hit. Great pickup, does a great job on those flicks. Caruso puts him on the run, sliding, can't defend. 10-4 smash on the near side.
And we're already seeing Elmar really hurting Caruso on that forehand side, right? Whenever he's able to get the backhand, then to the forehand quickly, Caruso's getting hurt.
Tries to mix it up again, but gets the fault. We only have one serve at Intense, so you miss that, point to the other team. If you win the point, you serve. 6 minutes left in his first of 2 10-minute bolts. Early on, Sell looks to be misfiring from the forehand side. Interesting. Generated a little bit of a short ball, let it drop, but hits a good aggressive heavy forehand from back there. Bob Bryan, the pulse partner for Smash, on the sideline for tonight. Part of the team ownership for the group. They had a great practice this morning, talking about how to prepare for a night like this. And things are certainly off to a good start as Raul Garcia from Bolivia and also Kennesaw State gets his first action of the night, but not having any more success.
We have unlimited substitutions here at Intense, so every single minute that you're on the court counts. It's so different than traditional tennis. You know, college tennis, pro tennis, doesn't matter. You are there and you're stuck in there the whole time. Here, if you're not playing well, you're out.
big backhand. The way he releases off that rotation, forced error, 14-5. That's his third fault of the night, but I do wonder, the faults are coming from a place of trying to mix things up, and I think that's going to put their returners in a tough spot, because when he finally does get the serve and play, they don't know where it's going. They're going to be caught off guard. It's going to prevent them from being aggressive. Stepping inside the court, good defense by Garcia. Loves to run around that forehand inside out. Ojupowicz really unloading on the backhand, but misses that long. They are only 12 minutes max in singles for one player. So Ojupowicz has used 5 minutes of those 12 so far.
And I love the way he's playing, but I wouldn't mind him stepping in a little bit more. Would you agree? I think, you know, he took that approach, but he didn't go into the net. Here, 2-pointers are so crucial. Sometimes it's not about rushing the net, but just get yourself in there, make the opponent think. I'm seeing a little bit too many serve faults here, JY.
Yeah, they're giving it back and forth. Garcia also trying to get his shoulder warmed up. No warm-ups at Intense. So it's different than traditional tennis where you have that 5-minute warm-up going in. Here, they haven't warmed up in a while, so they have to just go in and figure it out. And here's Ojupowicz going from back to forward, but hesitant one more time. And now he's overplaying on the ground strokes because he's not moving forward. Standing much farther back to play more aggressive. Unfortunate because Garcia actually mishit that shot. Doesn't matter, still +2 for the freeze.
I think he definitely mishit it, but you know what? That was a good ball, and for him to see that, we see how much of an angle he was able to get with that, even though it's a little bit of a shank. Good learning lesson for him to know, I can serve on that backhand and then get him out wide on that forehand.
It looks like we might be getting a substitution coming in soon as Sophia goes down to the scorer's table. Standing really far back, unloading really well, tries to step forward, but seems that movement forward is causing him a little bit of trouble. Benjamin Locke gets his first action of the night. That's the first sub for this match. The Zimbabwe and Florida State alumni had a lot of success on the HB Tour, now bringing his game to Intense, recovering from an injury, but now we'll see if he can loosen up and let some balls go.
And such a tall, powerful player, so we're going to see him moving in a lot. He's had a lot of success in doubles. Something very cool about Benjamin Locke is that he's the flag bearer at the 2019 African Games, JY.
No doubt he's one of, if not the best player ever to come out of Zimbabwe, especially him and his brother Courtney Locke teamed up to play doubles, had a lot of success together. And now he's getting off to a little bit of a slow start, putting a few balls in play, but it's tough because Garcia's warmed up now and he's loosening up.
It's so important for every single member of the team to stay really warmed up on the sideline. They need to be bouncing around. Even just being excited and feeling like they're playing and they're a part of the action almost keeps them warm, so the more they can do that, the better.
Good forehand inside out, sets up the forehand inside in, but overhits it, and that's one of the things I was wondering is these players are not used to having to kind of sit there and being ready, like, hey, when do I go in? So they're probably not used to thinking, I also have to stay warm. There's space on the back of the court. We got 2 bicycles on the court. We don't see players actually doing much there, and I think they're struggling to warm up.
I agree, but it makes it so special and unique compared to traditional tennis, right? Knowing that I can be in at any moment, and sometimes in traditional tennis, you wait for your opportunity. Here, you might get it any second, and that's the beauty of it.
Minute 20 left. It's now only a 2-point lead for the smash. Big kick serve to Locke backhand, gets above his shoulder. He's going to miss that return long. Only 1-point lead.
Great serve from Garcia, using that wrist and really flicking it and getting the ball to jump high on that backhand. We see a lot of tape on Benjamin Locke. We see some on the shoulder, we see some on the leg. I wonder if it's preventative or if there's something going on. We don't know.
Well, this is one of his first live competitions since coming back from injury, and it's showing a little bit. The score is tied, 18-18, 45 seconds left. Struggling to find his footing, just looks uncomfortable, asking to play a little bit more, get some rhythm.
Just a little bit more height over the now, and that backhand will do it, I believe.
Another big kick, forcing Lek to go out wide, but then Raul's able to run around it, stretches him. Approach coming in, inside in. Approach into the net, point again, 20-18.
And what a smart approach, right? He didn't try to overdo it. I think with these two-pointers, especially since people are not used to it, they think they need to really go for way too much. And I love the big target and then just getting really close up to the net, and you'll get your opportunity.
Just doesn't look like anything's coming off. Lost ball and just a pretty comfortable inside-out forehand winner. Cannot give that up to Garcia. Maria, what a start to the night.
Very different, in my opinion. You know, I'd love to hear yours too, JY, but compared to the other arcs we've seen, we saw a lot of mistakes early on. We saw a lot of missed serves early on in the other arcs. Here, you know, we have a few missed serves. It's the nerves. It makes sense, but a lot longer rallies, I think, and a lot of pace taken off the ball.
Yeah, we'll see. The Freeze have a lot of momentum going for them. We'll see what the Smash, after a good start, what can they do? Because Locke doesn't look good. Elmar had a good start. The Freeze are in control. We're going to see what Sophia Rachi has for them and who comes back out. We'll be right back. Bolt number 2 for men's singles about to get started. The Freeze versus the Smash. Second weekend of the Intense 2026 League. JY Abone and Maria Mateus here. Maria Ejupovic is back out for the Smash, and no surprise, Raul Garcia in for the Freeze.
Yeah, we saw Raul just play really good tennis there. It looks like he's feeling more comfortable moving in and getting into the net and looking for those two-pointers. He's seeing a lot more playing time than Carew, which we did not see last week, so definitely a little bit of a coaching change here.
Slice angle, drop shot, maybe not the best position to hit it, 23-18. Garcia coming back from a short break, but he looks like he's continuing his momentum, and he's going to stand pretty far out wide. Looks to go short kick and throw Ejupovic into the fence. Ejupovic does a great job when he's all the way back at the fence. When he has that time, he's doing a great job. It's when he starts to move forward that he's struggling.
Yeah, it's almost like he swings harder when he's behind the baseline. But already here in Bolt 2, the ball has way more velocity than every single point in Bolt 1, in my opinion. I think everyone is coming out the gates here, and they're like, all right, I'm ready, I'm hot, let's go.
Ejupovic flattening it out, sets up the approach. Garcia, wouldn't say made much of an effort to hit that over the net. Didn't want to give up the +2. I think he was even a little indecisive on, do I actually try to make them volley? Do I just give it up and keep the 3-point lead?
I think sometimes you're running to the ball with the intention of just touching it, and then you get there earlier than you think, and then you're like, wait a minute, I probably should have swung on that.
Dangerous to set up a heavy ball from back there, because when it doesn't do anything, it sits there. Winner, Ejupovic, smash within 1. Fault in the net. We've seen a couple faults from Ejupovic, and look as he steps up inside the court, flattens it out. Look at the margin right there. Very smart play as he takes advantage of that too, but gives it back with the fault as he goes all the way back to the fence. No surprise, hitting extremely well from there. Garcia looking to find his forehand. Huge inside out, and Ejupovic saves it to only +1.
That's what's dangerous about playing so far back is, yes, you have a lot more room to swing, but what happens when your opponent, Raul Garcia, starts hitting a little bit wider and you can't reach those balls? That's where it gets a little bit dangerous. And also, if I'm Raul and I see Elmar staying so far back, I throw in that drop shot. I'd love to see that come from him a little bit.
Both players growing up on red clays in their respective countries. Raul Garcia, Bolivia, South America, really heavy on the red clay. In Germany with their red clay tennis as well. They have developed, see some big grinders and a big forehand right there.
Timeout, Team Freeze.
And we're going to get a quick Emory Sports Medicine timeout from Freeze as they want to stop any momentum from the smash.
Okay. Yeah. That's the way. Okay, way to go. Come on. Hey, stay tight on that baseline out there. Okay. Subbing number 13.
What do you think about this sub to take Garcia out at a time like that?
Well, I don't know if he's trying to not reach his limit. I'm not quite sure what his clock is at, but he does have 12 minutes. So if it's not close, you know, I actually would love to see him in for a little longer because I think he's playing really good tennis. But, you know, it might have also just been Peru being like, okay, I'm ready now. I'm settled. Let me show you guys why I am the #1 pick.
Yeah, we saw a lot of players last week where their first go-around was tough, took a timeout, took a break, came back in, started to play a lot better. Thought Sel was playing not great from the forehand side of the court. We'll see if this is a good time to start to pick it up. I also think the 7 minutes gives him time. They would have, Garcia had earned a few more minutes on the court, but I think you want Sel to also not be forced to play so quick, and then the bolt is over, and if he didn't play well, he didn't have time to work in. So I think this is a longer-term play also for doubles.
Completely agree. I think Sel needs to stay warm as well. I like that thinking. And at the end of the day, you know, we have 7 minutes left. If things are not going well for Peru, they can always throw Raul Garcia back in because he's still got about 4 minutes left to play singles.
After this, we'll have 2 10-minute women's singles bolts, all 3 doubles formats to finish. So the men have a few more minutes. And Japrovic is trying to unload some more, but just isn't connecting.
Yeah, to me, that was a little bit of a bailout. You know, he was on the run. I think he can hit that just good high percentage ball down the middle and get back into the court without feeling like he's rushed and has to go for too much.
Just hits the back line. Big backhand down the line. Warming up. Winner. Smash.
He's like, take that, Maria. That's why I don't go high percentage down the middle.
That one, at least, he wasn't open stance. He was actually able to step in and unload on it as he gets another opportunity. And we've seen this a few times where Edjupovic plays a couple good points, gives it right back with a fault, ruining their momentum. Using all the space from the back over there to find an aggressive return, smash with a 1-point lead.
He's so far back, he's almost actually touching the back fence. I wonder how close he really is.
I think he's doing a very kind job to give our sponsors a shot on that window. Center line athletics. Wilson inside in, forehand into the net. 30 all. Timeout for the smash.
Number 3 for 33. Coming in. Huh? 6. Sorry, I keep thinking it's number there. I'm sorry.
Scan the QR code on the video board and upload your best intense pick for a chance to see yourself featured during the game.
1 minute. I take this.
Exactly. No.
We're saving you a minute.
We're saving you, okay?
What?
Saving you. Trust me, okay?
Saving me?
Yes. You have 1 more minute to play, okay?
Sorry.
Esa para las chicas.
Okay? You're in, okay?
Putting me in?
No. I'm putting.
Okay. Who's serving? Okay, it's Sel.
Sel is serving.
Sel's in.
Yeah. Just in case, give you some time, okay?
What side? Two sides.
Kelly, you're seeing courtside. What are you seeing during these timeouts?
Well, guys, you saw Ben. He's doing it all over here. I mean, he's coaching them up. He's wiping them down with the towels. I mean, he is loud and proud over here as one of the Pulse partners tonight. I love it.
The +2 winner for the freeze. The toweling out didn't help there as Ben Locke gets back in. We saw Edjupovic, who's getting close to his max timeout, so being subbed in. I think they wanted to give him a 45 seconds in case they need to throw him in later. So we'll see if that plan works out. William Bushimuka also hasn't seen any game time, but he has some big-time action. Locke just struggling to find his power considering the size he has. I wonder if some of that is confidence coming back from the injury.
It could be, and he might start hitting bigger as he goes. I want to talk about that timeout for a second because that was awesome. It was just so genuine from everyone just still trying to figure out the format, not knowing who's serving, not knowing how much time there is left on the clock. I love that because it just shows the beauty of this format and how everybody is here and they're trying to figure it out and they understand pressure is high, but we're a team.
33-32 for the freeze. We've seen a few backhand unforced errors from Locke when he's on the run, just struggling to find that defensive side. Maybe he's going to look to use the chip a little bit more, as there he uses the chip return, but it sets up Sell to open up the court. And the unforced error from Sell.
I think Sell just has to trust that forehand a little bit more. It almost looks like he's on the back foot sometimes. He's opening up, and I think he just needs to swing forward and trust it, because he is such a good tennis player. He just needs to go for his shots.
Beautiful short slice to set up the overhead, +2 for the freeze.
He liked that confidence and compliment I gave him. So he's like, I'm moving in, I can volley too. This is what I got.
The vision of understanding that his slice turned out to be a lot better than he thought, snuck into the net, tries to do the same but misses it. But the vision of a tennis player not talked about enough, showing what makes him so great. It's one of those things where when your game is not there, your forehand, your backhand, you got to use other weapons. And so Sell is going to try to use his mind, the chess match, the strategy, and his athleticism to find some good tennis. A little bit more of an aggressive serve already from Sell. Locke's backhands are just sitting in the middle of the court, and Sell is taking advantage, 37-34.
And we have that chant again for Team Freeze. I love the energy that they've come out with tonight.
Definitely a better start, as Locke is just being run side to side, putting a few balls in play, which might have been good when you started the arc, but tonight when you got somebody rolling like Sell, you got to start playing more aggressive. Final 3 minutes. There's a deeper shot and forces the error.
Sell going for bigger serves here. He's looking like he's settling in. He's able to go for more. I like what I'm seeing right now.
Sell steps in, backhand winner down the line.
How good is that? I love him following it to the net just in case Ben Locke touches that ball. He's all over the volley.
Substitution, Raul Garcia in. Big kick, Bushimuka also. Interesting moment to switch and put Bushimuka in. Maybe you keep Locke in against a Garcia that just got in. Is a little cold. Cold to cold player. Freeze has the momentum. We'll see how this coaching matchup works out. Big forehand, not so good for the smash. Great time for the freeze, 8-point lead.
And Raul Garcia does not seem cold, even though he was just sitting out. What a good kick serve, and then stepping in and just absolutely unloading on that forehand.
Good backhand down the line, but great high defensive shot by Garcia as he steps into the backhand, forces the error.
And I wonder, even though they just put Bushimuka in, I feel like during the timeout, correct me if I'm wrong, but we did hear Sofia Rachi say that Elmar has 1 more minute. So I wonder if he's going to be going in anytime now.
Well, I imagine she's definitely thinking about it, as this is now a double-digit lead for the freeze on the far side. Edupovic trying to coach him to step up, play more aggressive. Instead, Bushimuka goes all the way back, and an error finally from Garcia. Big aggressive serve, body forehand. Thought there was an opportunity to attack, but Garcia with the error. Coming up against the final minute of men's singles before the women take their court. Garcia going back, sets up an inside-out forehand by Bushimuka. Almost so far back, the ball's bouncing twice, and I think he's expecting Bushimuka to play more aggressive and have a deeper shot. Bushimuka just hasn't found that depth yet.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would love to see Raul Garcia, even if Bushimuka is hitting a big ball, just stay a little closer and take the ball early. Go from defense to offense as soon as possible. Wow, what a good point there from Bushimuka, stepping in, hitting a big ball. Love it.
In a good rhythm now. I don't imagine Edupovic is going to be stepping in. Let Bushimuka run here. Final 25 seconds. Trying to change it up. The serve hits the net, goes in. We play that at Intense. Garcia with the passing shot down to the feet. Beautiful. It looks like we'll have to play 1 more point. Unforced error in the net, and Breeze had a 10-point lead, but then Maria, the smash, Bushimuka, started to play a little bit better.
He sure did. He started moving into the court more. He looked like he was settling in. It's head-to-head here, neck and neck, and I'd love to see what keeps happening. The score is pretty close tonight, so this is good. This is good tennis.
I think both teams have seen enough to feel positive going into the third bolt. We'll go down courtside with Kelly Crow, who's with Crew, to get his thoughts.
Yeah, Crew, what were your thoughts on those first couple bolts? You set up 6 here after the men's singles part.
We made a good comeback. I started pretty bad, to be honest, and Raul played amazing, brought us back. I settled in, and I think it was a good team effort at the end there. We each brought in a bunch of points. Can't start like that. Puts us in a hole a little bit, but Raul did amazing, took the pressure off a little bit, and I played a little bit better. So, that's why it's a team event.
What was the difference when you came back and had settled in a bit?
Not sure, to be honest. Just, I was like, play your game. I was trying to make too many balls earlier versus playing my game, playing on the rise, like controlling the court and staying within what I do. There's very little time to change, so you got to just trust what you do.
All right, well, we appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way, guys.
Well, trust is something that, Maria, you talked about, has to trust his skills, do a lot better. He stepped up with that backhand return winner down the line. Let that forehand go a little bit more, and excited to get more when we come back. Intense is brought to you by Solaris, founding partner and official focus and education partner of Intense. Welcome back, everybody, as we have women's singles that's about to get started. The men's had their 20 minutes. The women get their 2 10-minute singles bolts. Mixed doubles will be following up after. Jay Wayabona and Maria Mateas. And Maria, we had a big difference in just how things were going back and forth to get things started this week. Women's singles are going to be coming up. mixed doubles to finish off. And we'll see how all these teams manage all these formats, right? Men's singles, women's singles, doubles, the substitutions, the timeouts, 14 seconds. We already saw a different freeze team tonight with how they managed it. We heard the Smash trying to talk through their first night playing and how they're managing substitutions in the clock.
Yeah, we have every format here, every type of tennis, and just seeing how everybody's starting. And honestly, ready for some women's action here. We have Delana Hewitt playing Sion Mendez here. And it's going to be a good matchup right here.
Sion Mendez on the far side for the freeze, the 2025 female MVP. Struggled last week, but now gets to go up against Delana Hewitt in her first action of the night. A lot of teams, a lot of players, they struggle in their opening night. You can watch it, you can practice it, you can talk about it, but it's different when it's your opening debut. The freeze is going to try to take advantage of having one arc under their belt. As we have a big backhand down the line from Delana saying, I don't need any time. Showtime is now.
And both just exceptional tennis players and exceptional ladies, I have to say. But very different game styles here. Delana has a huge serve. She has one of the most beautiful serves I have ever seen, in my opinion, and has such a big game, whereas Sion is so crafty. She has that insane drop shot, and she can maneuver the ball around the court. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these girls go head-to-head.
Sion has that all-court game. You can see the movement, the defensive, the topspin. So use the drop shot at some point, and Delana has some great power that sometimes does not let your opponent play, and you see early on, she's putting Sion on the men. She's going to try to control this. There's the drop shot, brings her in, drop shot back, gets there and lets it go, +1 for the freeze.
I wasn't expecting to see Big D hit the first drop shot tonight, but I like it.
Definitely not, and a lot of times when you have the power, you push your opponent back, it opens up the drop shot. The thing is, you got to do it at the right time.
Leaning back a little bit on that backhand return, especially with her power. I'd like to see her stepping in just a little bit more, but Sion does have a very good kick serve, which does push her opponents back.
Great backhand-to-backhand rally. Delana opens up the court to set up the forehand cross court. Big forehand, 50-43.
And I did a lot of training with Delana in Charleston, and she's just such a nice person and just really wears her heart on her sleeve. Look at that backhand, just keeping it low. Sion tries to change it up, but Delana goes. I think that is her favorite shot there, the forehand cross or forehand kind of inside in. She always looks for that, and she got it right where she wanted it.
Misses that serve. Freeze on the far side with 51. Sion Mendez, the Australian Argentinian, been around the world, ended up living in Spain just because traveling from Australia to all these tournaments around the world were extremely difficult. Better base, you can see how the clay court really helped mold her game. And Delana, the big hitter from Cleveland, Ohio, grew up a lot of tennis and indoors, uses her size and power and really trying to dominate. Their team is down 8. She's going to try to bring them back.
And what a resume from Sion Mendez. She's got a career high of 198. She played the Grand Slam. She has 13 ITF singles titles, 5 ITF doubles titles, just very well-rounded and just is going to be looking to move forward, as well as Delana, I believe.
7 minutes left in this first of 2 10-minute women's singles bolts. Mixing up with the kick towards the forehand. Set up the forehand opportunity, missed it. That's a painful one considering the score.
I think she'd like that one back, but I do like the way that she's using her serve and then taking a step in right away. I was worried she'd be late to that short ball, but she was right on it. So just bigger target, and she'll be good.
Steps inside the court, narrowly misses another +2 winner. Hitting the ball cleanly, just not getting the reward she wants as her team is down 9. See Mendez hitting a lot of shots off the back foot, trying to defend the power from Hewitt. Hewitt with the reward down 8.
And we already see so much better energy from Sion here. I think she wants to redeem herself, but she did play really, really good tennis yesterday in the trials, and she's mixing it up. There we see a higher ball, and now she's going to try and step in. Oh, just missed it, but right what she was looking for.
Big serve out wide, not using the kick. That serve's going through the court. She's not using all the margin. She's trusting her pace.
And that's how much you see how confident she is in her serve. We're seeing everyone come out here and just hit kick serves. Delena's hitting some bombs right now. Really good return there from Sion, though.
And that's going to help her set up the court to open it up. Doesn't do enough, and Delena misfires, and this is the give and take with her. As much as the power's there and the +2s can fit this format, she can get a little bit wild at times and struggles to find her comfort zone. We'll see if some of the scoring that just missing those shots, how hard is it as a player when you hit a lot of clean shots, but you're still missing them, so you're still losing points. It's tough to be positive.
It is, and it's frustrating because sometimes you feel so good, actually, but you're just missing so much, and the contact feels clean, and you just don't know what's going on. You start looking at your racket, you start thinking about the balls, but to me, it's just swing the exact same, aim just way bigger target. That's what I always would refer to.
5 minutes in a row, we see Coach Rachi going to the scorer's table. It looks like we're going to see a substitution in as Delena tries to hold off that substitution with that return down the line. Mixing up a lot of serve to the Sion Mendez forehand on the deuce side. Mendez is going to mix it up, defend high, get in the court. Hewitt misses that as Adriana Remy is going to see her first action of the night. The NC State Wolfpack. You guys are friendly with them.
Well, I don't know about that. As a Dookie, you know, we played them twice. We played them in season. We played them in NCAAs. I wouldn't say we're friends. We're friends off the court. How about that?
It sure looks like a lot of red you're wearing representing NC State, though, for somebody from Duke.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Okay, well, 58-51 in the meantime for the Freeze. Mendez still in. Remy trying to warm up, get some good play as she steps up, drives that forehand. Seen a lot of good strikes from the smash, just missing.
You know, and I was talking to Adriana actually right before. Oh, we have a substitution. We have Fernanda Navarro in lefty, big serve, uses that heavy ball on the forehand, uses that slice, mixing it up so well.
Great defensive shot on the run. Navarro with a drop shot. Counter drop shot by Remy, winner.
And I love the team just rushing the court. It's awesome. It's good to see that team atmosphere. I talked to Adriana right before, and she told me she absolutely loves it out here. And she hasn't even gotten playing time yet because this is their first arc. Look at her just moving in, using her finesse. That is so good and just so fired up. I love to see that from Remy.
5-point lead for the Freeze. He gives the fall back. Navarro going to try to take advantage. Navarro been a consistent representative from Mexico in Billie Jean King Cup. One of the most famous, toughest international team tennis competitions on the female side. Likes to set up that heavy forehand cross court. Puts Remy on the run, slice wide, point Freeze.
And Fernanda can be so tricky and dominant when she goes for her forehand after using her slice so that the opponent kind of puts the ball up for her a little bit and then she can step in. Look at her using that slice, looking for the forehand, heavy ball. It worked.
And that's a tough shot to get above the shoulder. Remy has a little bit of that Eastern forehand. Strike zone is a little bit lower around the hip. Here's where you take a look at that forehand. Look how it jumps up above the shoulder. When you have a grip like Remy does, that's the last place you want to hit it. She struck it well, but it's so hard for them to get the proper spin on the ball as opposed to a lot of that semi-Western, modern Western grips you see in today's tennis that is meant to handle those higher shots. Slice return, Remy into the net. Neither team really sustaining any type of level. A lot of back and forth in this first women's singles bolt.
Fernanda looking very composed, though. She looks like she has a game plan. It's hard with this 14 seconds because it feels so fast. I think it's awesome when the players can say, you know what, 14 seconds is enough. It's not too fast. Let me breathe. Let me take my time. And she looks that way.
Big serve goes for that, trusting that technique. Back into a neutral rally, using the slice to keep it neutral. Runs around that backhand. Definitely wants to find as many forehands to flatten it out. Remy changes direction down the line, forces the miss.
And way to stay solid there from Adriana. She's just using Fernanda's pace here, looking for her opportunity.
Big kick directly into the Navarro forehand. Risky a lot of times with lefties. Righties are just so comfortable with that kick out wide that they're used to serving the righties. They stay on that pattern, but lefties take advantage. Another great serve, but Remy steps inside the line. Great deep, pushes her back again, but Navarro defending extremely well, finds herself inside the court, puts her on the run, defends with the backhand open stance. Great technique stretched out there. Changes with the forehand down the line. We've seen a few times the righty going forehand down the line, Navarro, but talk about that women's singles ball. Neither team saw just a little bit of everything, but just solid tennis.
Solid tennis, I agree. I don't think anybody played great. I don't think anybody played poorly right at the end there. You know, it's efficient when Adriana can go really low to Fernanda's forehand because she doesn't have time for that bigger swing. We'll see if they get put in again.
We'll see when we come back. Just a very short break. Smash and freeze, weekend 2.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah. I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby. It's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy.
3 bolts down. Second women's singles bolt coming up. It's been a battle back and forth with neither team pulling away. Freeze versus smash. Week 2 of the 2026 Intense League as we bring back in Kelly Kroll.
Yeah, the Freeze on top right now, you guys, and it looks like Fernanda Navarro is going to stay out here for the women's side. Got a chance to catch up with her earlier, and I want to say hello, we all do, to her father, Ruben, who is watching from home, her coach as well. And she went on to say, you know, it was about 7 years old in Guadalajara that she got her start with Dad because he coaches at a country club, and that's really, she was a ball girl there, and she said that's kind of how you do things in Guadalajara. I was a ball girl making about 20 pesos a day, and that's about, all together, guys, $5. And she goes, but that's a lot when you're 7 years old, so.
Well, and Kelly, you know, we talk about a lot of parents being coaches of their kids. Adriana Remy also has a parent that played professional tennis.
She sure did. Coached up her sister and her. Her sister's about a year younger. Oh, Mom would have liked to have seen her get to that one, but that was a nice serve there off the net. But anyhow, yes, a mom still a very big part of her life, she says, and never pressured her into the game that she was so good at, obviously playing at the professional level, but is happy to see the success her daughter's had.
Yeah, Adriana's mom, very successful player on the professional tour as she gets to watch her daughter hit a forehand inside-out winner, trading some winners back-to-back. Freeze still with a 9-point lead. Love the way she lets that backhand go. Very clean technique, and also very loose and confident.
Yeah, she looks good out there. I love that fist pump too. She's ready to go. She's not even looking at her team. She knows her team's behind her. She's ready to play that next point. She's looking good right now. 9 minutes left in this final women's singles bolt. The men had 2 10-minute bolts before this. All 3 doubles bolts coming after this as Navarro tries to run around that backhand, gets jammed. Point for the smash. We see a substitution for the Freeze. Ellie Schultzen, Atlanta local, gets her first action of the season. Did not play in week 1. Seeing her first action, she's no doubt going to have some nerves to work through as she gets inside the arena. I'm obsessed with that Freeze blue hair, JY. I love that team spirit.
Remy trying to step in, be aggressive, and misses that long. Freeze maintaining a 10-point lead. Schultzen, one of a few Furman alums in the Intense League, for me, she's like the Energizer Bunny of that team. Like when she gets going, screaming, yelling, she can be that X factor where she helps you win not just on the court, but off the court.
And that's so important. That's what a team is about, right? She is all about leadership, and you need a leader in every single team. Someone to push your teammates, someone to give constructive criticism, and someone to just fight for your team at all times. And she really is that person.
And one of the rare opportunities in today's modern game where you see both players with, grips closer to the eastern side of the forehand. It's not something you traditionally see.
No, if anything, you actually see the opposite. But what good tennis there from Adriana. Staying patient. She didn't go for too much. She worked the point side to side, and she really stepped in. Look at that. On the forehand corner, backhand corner, so flat, barely over the net. Too good.
And Schultzen struggling to let it go. Very common with the players when they see their first action, trying to be a little bit more conservative, arms nervous, a little tight, and just leaving a lot of balls short. Remy couldn't take advantage and misses. Fault, first time joining us, you only get one serve. And Maria, I think that's the interesting thing is when players get tight, very few actually overhit. Everybody goes to the tight, conservative. They can't just let it out as opposed to overhitting. Very interesting to see that. And when you see that consistent pattern, it does become something that you can also coach out of and tell players, hey, hit it, let it go, miss long for a while.
I think it always happens, and then you always regret it. I always regretted it, but in the moment you feel like you cannot swing and your feet are not moving, and then after you're like, oh, why didn't I just hit the ball? But then it happens again and again and again, and it happens. Everyone kind of starts feeling paralyzed. The person who can just let loose and say, you know what, I'm just going to go for this, usually ends up winning.
The tough part is Remy isn't able to take advantage right now. Well, now we see Barbara Nova, and so we'll see if she can take advantage. But Remy couldn't take advantage of a lot of these short balls. Stanislava Barbara-Nova, one of the greatest North Alabama players to come out of that school, now gets her first action as we see a big back and forth. Both players just trying to find balls. Not a lot longer for Schultzen as Mendez back in.
And what a good point there from Stas. She hasn't played at all, but she came in. She looks like she's extremely warm, and she's looking good.
She looks pretty comfortable there.
She absolutely does. I like it.
The Smash getting their first opportunity of the Intense League in 2026. The Freeze lost last week, trying to bounce back. Mendez doing a much better job as she sets up the swinging volley +2 winner.
That was awesome. I think she could have even taken that first floater out of the air, but she was patient. She got what she wanted. She went for it, and it cost her 2 points in a good way.
As we see the Hawkeye line calling accidentally went off. And that can sometimes happen when we have in this format because it gets triggered with things such as maybe a ball keeper having a ball bounce by accident or sudden movements that traditional tennis isn't used to seeing. So something is triggering the electronic line calling. Mendez's first drop shot of the night, not a great one. Barbara Nova takes advantage.
The use of the drop shot, the most important part is the element of surprise. You have to try and disguise it as well as possible. I think Sion can do a little bit better job than that and just fake that she's going to hit a big ball and then hit the drop shot instead of showing the opponent that she's going to hit a drop shot.
This is actually where I think Sion does her best. Going from defense to offense, she does an incredible job. She's one of the few that when she backs up, I'm actually more confident because she does such a great job of neutralizing and does such a great job moving forward after that.
Yeah, sometimes players struggle with hitting that really heavy ball and then being able to right away hit a flatter ball, but she does that just so phenomenally.
81-69, Freeze with a 12-point lead. Big serve into the bodies you saw there from Mendez jamming it up, 82-69. Biggest lead of the night for the Freeze. We'll see if we're going to get a timeout for the Smash anytime soon. Well,
wow,
I'm not allowed to call it, but okay, we'll allow it this time.
You're welcome.
Good job, Stas. It's okay.
Intense fans, we want to take time this time to acknowledge our 2025 Intense inaugural champions. After 2 months of smash-mouth tennis action, we brought our very first team who took home the trophy. And on the court, playing for the smash. Give it up for one of our 2025 champions.
Cuando estás en posición, ahí puedes tomar el riesgo. Si estás fuera de posición, la haces jugar una bola más profunda. ¿Sí? Dale, gorda, vamos, dale. Vamos, sin miedo, ¿ok? Confianza.
Believe in yourself. You can do it. Come on.
Well, don't worry, everybody, because I can understand what she just said, and she was telling her to, hey, when you're on the open stance, you're on the run, focus on putting an extra ball back in play. Don't overplay. We saw it a few times when Remy was on the run. She just overplayed. So Remy back in. Stas did not get much playing time. And this is where we see Mendes doing a good job. Using the heavy balls to set up the points, working it. That's not where she wants to be. Overhitting from behind the baseline. She does good when she's generating the short ball, but not from back there.
She is best when she can generate that deep ball from deep behind the baseline, just like that, and then try and step in.
Well, that's a good job by Remy stepping in. So that's a great counter. Kick out wide to the Mendes back, and Mendes defends deep, but a great forehand on the rise. Not easy for Remy, but Mendes neutralizes extremely well. Look at her using that heavy topspin, positions herself back on the court. But Remy not giving up any ground, staying on top of the baseline and taking it on the rise.
It's good to see both players really sticking to their game plan. It's very clear what each of them want to accomplish. It's just about who can execute better.
Another forehand on the rise. Great defense by Mendes. Sets up the forehand inside in, but misses. 2 minutes remaining in women's singles before men's doubles comes up after this. Great drop shot by Mendes. That's where she sets it up. Winner for the freeze, +2. Air into the net, 12-point lead for the freeze. Adriana Remy on the near side, NC State alumni, living in Miami, family from Argentina. Mendes also from Argentina, lived in Australia and Spain, now back in Miami as well. 13-point lead for the freeze. Heavy forehand, but Remy does not give up ground once again, sticking to her game. Overspins that. We'll see if Mendes can take advantage. Not enough. Remy doing a great job. That's not easy. She's playing well off those, but that's tough above the shoulders.
I would argue that the backhand above the shoulder is the hardest ball to hit. At least it was for me. And she's handling it so well and redirectioning and just hitting that big down the line backhand flat.
Especially on this court that takes the heavy topspin to bounce it up. Body serve into the forehand. Remy steps in again. Mendes sticking to her guns and trying to use that heavy topspin. Remy tries to step in, and that's what Mendes is trying to do, force those errors when. Because it's so hard to time that ball. If you mistime it a little bit, that's what happens.
And both players here should be at their last point. Both of them are at 11 minutes and 30 seconds right now.
Backhand open stance down the line, sets up a drop shot from Mendes, brings Remy in. Counter drop shot back, but Mendes with the backhand winner cross court. And that will do it. That will run out the clock, and that will finish things up in women's singles. How did you feel about that final women's singles ball?
We'll talk about perfect timing. They both really just ran their timeout and played the perfect amount of time. That was good singles. I like to see the very different game plans play out, and I think both played pretty well, and we're in for some more very good tennis tonight. Very excited for the doubles.
Man, some great tennis as they're starting to pick things up. Things are getting a lot better. When we come back, we're going to have all three doubles formats coming up. Men's doubles for 10 minutes, women's doubles for 10 minutes, and then mixed doubles to finish things off. We'll also have a short interview with Bob Bryan, the post partner for the Smash. Stay with us. Intense is brought to you by Emory Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of Intense. Welcome back, everybody, as we've gone through all the men's and women's singles bolts, and we have doubles coming up. Week 2 of the 2026 Intense League. J.Y. Obone, Maria Mateus, and we got the pulse partner for the Smash joining us in the booth, the one, the only, Bob Bryan.
How are you guys doing?
How are you doing?
We're great, man. I'm happy to be here in Atlanta, seeing Intense for the first time. Heard lots about it. I've watched the stream many times, but to be here in person is a pleasure. I'm happy to be a partner with the league and just to get a feel for this whole thing. I'm loving it. I'm having a blast down there on the sidelines. There's lots of energy. We got a great team, the Smash. Everyone's cool. They're pulling together. Got away from us a little bit at the end of those bolts, but I think if we can clean up the double faults or the single faults, then we're going to have a chance here in the doubles, you know.
Well, the pleasure is ours, Bob. It's so cool to have you with us. It's such a treat. What's the atmosphere like down there? We see you doing the most for the team.
Man, it was physical for me on the sidelines. I was just kind of hanging on every point. And yeah, I mean, as a player, you try to manage your emotions so you don't get too tired. But like these players are bringing it. You know, Elmar put in a hell of an effort there. You know, got a lot of points on the board for the team, but you could tell he was sweating a ton. So he's a little winded, so we needed to bring in Benjamin there. But I mean, Locke is looking to put some points on the board. Like he was a little disappointed that he wasn't able to do more in the singles. So you know, he's playing the majority of doubles here in his career. So I think this is where he feels like he can contribute the most.
How do you feel about that when you talk about, you know, you've played in the most classic, respected, and you lead the Davis Cup team for the United States, but now you got something like this where you can sub players in and out.
I love it. I love it. It's something different. I think tennis needs this. I didn't realize there was music rolling. It's like watching a highlight reel at all times. But yeah, I mean, look, these are really talented players. It's good to see some of these guys that I haven't seen in person. I've heard a lot about Caruso, and I know you know, Mendez played some good tennis there. I really like her backhand. But Elmar, you know, they call him the general. He brings a ton to this team. You know, he's kind of like the leader. And I like the way he drops back on the return. That one got away, but he's got a great backhand.
Yeah, beautiful backhand. Elmar Jupovic, Benjamin Locke on the near side for the smash. Caruso and Raul Garcia on the far side as Sel tries to take that poach volley. Garcia going to try to dominate with the backhand, but great hands by the smash, and what a reflex inside out winner by Garcia. One of the toughest shots in tennis as they now have a 19-point lead. What do you tell your team as this is just so different when you look at the scoreboard? You know, they're used to sets and games and calculating if I break once or twice. Is there talk about, ooh, I'm down 18, but 18 can also move really fast.
That's right. I mean, I was telling the guys not to rush. I felt like we were rushing a little bit at the beginning on the serve. You wanna definitely take your time and hit a quality serve because we gave too many away. I think they're just feeling out these guys on the double side right now because we talked about some strategy. They thought maybe they would play I formation. It looks like they're playing standard. So I think that's why our team is playing up at net. We talked about playing both back on return in case they're getting too many two-pointers. But I like Elmar's serve. He's got a lot of kick on this serve.
Yeah, it's really tough to handle. Garcia tries to move up. Communication didn't look to be there. And how important is the communication when you don't have a lot of time, 14 seconds in between points, but we know communication is so important in doubles. So what do you do to get through that?
Yeah, I mean, in doubles on the tour, you have 30 seconds to talk about strategy and communicate a little bit. Here it's so fast-paced. You got to kind of come in with a strategy, and you got to come in with 3 or 4 points planned out. So here they are. Here they might do a full poach.
And we do see them using some signals behind the back, which I think is going to help them for sure. But like you guys said, it's hard. It's hard when everything's moving so fast. You kind of just got to go and stick with it and hope it works out.
There's a great move by Edjupovic to get a +2. Smash bringing it to within 15. Edjupovic trying to serve pretty fast. We'll see if he can gather himself here. Look at the commitment on the poach right there. It's a lot of things that players need to do is just trust yourself. Locke trusted himself, but this is great defense by Garcia.
Yeah, that was a good shot. It skidded deep.
And how tough does it make it for you? I mean, one of the things that you all did well as a team with your brother was the movement at the net, the poaching, the taking of the middle, but with one serve, is it something you still go for more? Do you use more eye, or you just trust yourself and just kind of hang out?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get those 2-pointers, you got to be hitting aggressive second serves. You got to try to get these returns to kind of sit up a little bit. Yeah, and you want to be aggressive on return. I mean, look, Elmar likes the backhand inside out. He likes to drop back and hit it. Here he's taking a little bit earlier. That was a great return by him. Giroux did a really good job of hitting a crisp volley off of that return because that was struck really nicely.
Garcia and Sell doing a great job of just defending and putting enough balls in play, and a lot of times catching Ejupovic and Locke off guard. You see, there's something you mentioned earlier. It just looks like Ejupovic and Locke just rushing a little bit.
Yep.
Even when they have time, they still fast to get back, fast to do everything. Just maybe over pressing as Garcia sends that forehand down the line long.
I like that play on return, playing 2 back, giving yourself a little breathing room, and then once you get in the point, crashing the net.
Big kick up to the Garcia backhand. Really tough to take on this gritty court that can jump up. Ejupovic has a huge kick serve, 100-84.
How important do you think it is, Bob, to have a leader in these doubles teams, because they don't have time to talk about it? So do you think one guy is saying this, we're doing this, this, and this, or do you think there's more of a back and forth?
Yeah, I mean, Elmar is a little more vocal.
Okay.
Benjamin's a quiet leader. He played at Florida State, so he understands the team dynamics. But playing for a team is so different. I mean, you definitely feel more pressure. You don't want to let your team down. You can see that in Davis Cup and in the team formats, Labor Cup.
We'll have a quick timeout here by Emory Sports Medicine as we get to take a look at the Intense merchandise. Make sure you go to the Intense website where you can get your own Intense merch. Some of the coolest gear you'll find. You got every single team is on there. And then as we get to take a look at the best role model right here. Look at that smash right there. Dude, how sick is that hat?
Yeah, I like these trucker hats. I've been rocking this since retirement. But yeah, I mean, the smash, I love the logo. I love the colors.
The black inside this arena, the different colors. I mean, there's no arena that is ever like this in tennis.
No, I like it. I like how the fans are right on top of the action. I mean, and then you got the teammates, hanging on the doubles alley.
We just need a little bit more trash talk.
Well, the players are yelling right as the toss goes up, so it's a little bit like a free throw in the NBA. You got the fans heckling.
Backhand down the line, I formation, Sell moving right, sets up the forehand down the line, +2 for the freeze.
And how fun is it when the teams just rush the court? That's my favorite part. I love it when they just get so pumped they just run.
I mean, there's a lot on the line tonight. They're playing for money, playing for cash. A lot of this money's going to set them up for for travel for the rest of the year.
16-point lead for the freeze, and when you look at the scoreboard, 17 faults by your smash team, Bob, and I mean that's a huge thing when you compare the freeze with just 10.
Yeah, that's giving away too many free points. That was a good serve by Benjamin there. Handcuffing Sell on the forehand side. Yeah, they're giving the alley up a little too much.
And especially tough, not mixing up the serve at all to Garcia. He's just camping out on the backhand corner. One of the things that we saw Fabrice Martin in practice doing a lot, and especially in doubles, is using the body serve. So it's not so easy for players to just get it down. Oh, that's unfortunate for the smash. Raul Garcia with the mishit forehand. Most expensive part of the racket for a reason. Finally helped him out. 20-point lead for the freeze. Big kick, but Ejupovic ripping that backhand. Sell with just a great reflex volley tonight. He's on point up there.
Yeah, they're definitely feeling the scoreboard pressure here. And you see the freeze loosening up.
How would you coach them here? Would you tell them go for more or be a little bit more conservative, not make so many mistakes?
If it was a normal match on the tour, I'd tell them to slow it down, but you know, the scoreboard is working against them, the clock's working against them, so they're going to need to get a couple of 2-pointers here, but
it's tough. Going all the way back, which is an interesting play to try to change things up, but that leaves an overhead winner for Sell. They also have another timeout. You can use 2 max per bolt. And you also have William Bushamuka, hasn't played. I thought he was actually doing pretty good in singles. Clock ran out, but maybe go for a substitution to change something. I mean, nothing else is working.
Yeah.
And there's finally the change up. Dangerous, but that's why you mix things up. He's caught off guard. Point for the smash.
Here comes Bushamuka.
All right, there you go. Bushamuka, what can he do in Locke's place? Unlimited substitutions, and that's just been killing him all night. They win a point here or there and just give it back with a fault.
All right, let's see how William does. He's been standing up for the last 30 minutes.
It's tough. I mean, that's also something new in tennis where you're just throwing in there.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Pretty good serve coming back though.
And the emotions are running high on the bench. So you're not truly resting, but you're not really warmed up. So you're in an awkward spot coming in.
Interesting. Freeze taking the timeout so that they don't let the smash take a run on them now.
Play double. Play high percentage double. Okay? Yes? Let's go. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, guys.
Wipe that hand off. Jerseys, caps, and more. And when you're not in the arena or just want to shop from your phone, scan the QR code to see what other.
We'll see if Sophia Rachi, coach for the smash. Some of that high percentage tennis can translate into some higher points. I think Sal Garcia actually just doing a better job. We'll see if they can make a run in the final 2 minutes. It gets away from them a little bit. It's going to be really tough in the final 20 minutes of doubles for them to come back. So this is an important moment for them. And that's also something we didn't see last week from the Freeze. As the big body serve backhand, instead of hanging it up, jamming the body, gives that +2 opportunity. Is the Freeze dancing together, chanting together. We didn't see them do that last week. They're a lot quieter. It looked like a little bit more deer in headlights. They look more like a team tonight.
That's a shame. There's that missed serve again. Missed it by about an inch, but his second serve does have a lot of hop.
Big kick to the backhand, inside out, return miss. Minute 45. Garcia signals to Sell that he's ready. Goes again, stretches him out there. Tough serve, getting above the shoulders.
Garcia's been solid all night. Didn't miss a lot of forehands in the singles, and now he's really taking care of business here in the doubles.
And for how much his kick serve jumps up, he's only got 3 faults in the entire night, so putting a lot of balls in play. And Sell with the move, and that's why you go for it and trust it. Didn't hit it well, but still gets rewarded. 117.94. Freeze. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, it's tough.
Garcia running around. Bushamuka slips over there. Nothing going right for them.
Yeah, they're going to need to take some chances here. What's the biggest comeback in Intense history?
Well, I think the biggest one we got was actually last weekend with 22. We've seen some big comebacks from 40 get it to within striking distance, but they didn't win. Only time they've won is actually last weekend. So we are now going for history one more time in week 2. Final 30 seconds. Ejupovic, forehand to forehand rally with Garcia. Do they get a reward with the net? They do. Something going their way. Ejupovic going to rush. 120.96. Moves so fast. Big serve. Sell wasn't ready. He's going to go fast again. Final 15 seconds. Backhand down the line. They're trying to just delay it, but a couple points in a row for the smash. This is what they need. Sell stepping in. That ball was actually going out. And that is going to do it for men's doubles. Bob, thank you so much
for joining us. Thanks for having me, guys. Great to see you.
And Maria, What did you think about that men's doubles?
I thought it was a little bit chaotic. I feel like there was a lot going on, but Freeze really ran away with it. I think they just played higher percentage. I think Smash just missed a little bit too much, and they lost their footing, and then they almost started to panic a little bit. But you never know, Bob. There's still hope.
Yeah, the mixed doubles is where it all happens, right?
Absolutely. We'll see when we come back. Thank you, Bob.
Good to see you guys.
All right, we're back here. Women's doubles are going to be coming up. Men's doubles. Freeze has gotten out to a big lead, a couple big points in the last 30 seconds for the smash.
Freeze is looking good, you know, and we see them on the sideline. They're looking good. They're happy, but winning will do that to you. So we'll see if Smash can get some points on the board here. We'll see who starts out this women's doubles.
Yeah, really solid, consistent play across the whole night. No level drops at all. Carousel early, but then since then they have been rock solid, and the Smash has just been in a difficult position in the doubles there where Freeze, you look at the last two bowls, 24-16 for the Freeze in women's singles, 32-24 in men's doubles. Things are slowly creeping away from them. They're going to need a great start. Delana Hewitt, Adriana Remy on the near side. They definitely got size and power going up against Fernanda Navarro and Sion Mendez on the far side for the Freeze. And we have started. Navarro tries to take that volley, misses long. 10 minutes here of women's doubles. Men just finished up men's doubles. Mixed doubles to finish last. Delana Hewitt gives that point back with the fault. Looks to be their 18th of the night.
And it's cool to see Fernanda Navarro really going for that first volley, just sending the message from the very beginning and telling them, hey, we're up. You better find a way because we found ours.
Backhand to forehand rally. Navarro gets it above her shoulders and forces Remy into softer ball that allows Mendez to poach. +1.
I love to see how close to the net Sion is standing. She looks like she's about to prance on that net. Oh, missed serve. I know she wanted to give that serve for Sion to take that volley, but I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more. Let's see what Adriana and Delana do. Delana's even closer to the net.
Mendez going off the back foot, risky going backwards, gave time for Hewitt to poach, but she misses in the net.
And great reach. I think that's what she wants to look for, especially with her wingspan. If she can get her racket on the ball, it's going to do good things for her, but she needs to be making returns. She needs to set the point up for herself from the baseline.
Not a great start for the Smash as the Freeze now have a 25-point lead. Remy runs around, drills a forehand. Great reflex by Navarro. Inside in forehand. Reflex back, but +2 for Freeze. The Freeze are coming alive tonight. Another poach, +2. They're heating up. Serve to the forehand. Great mix-up. Caught her off guard. 30-point lead.
And much bigger serve there from Sion. She's looking like she's confident. She feels that relief of the scoreboard going in their direction. What a big return from Delana.
Great reflex volley, but Delana able to get it deep to Mendez. Big serve. Mendez going really far back, but still gets jammed. Big serve into the Navarro forehand. Off the net, goes over. Now they're in a forehand rally. Mendez with the poach. That's what you want to see if you're Pritchard. Put that pressure on the baseline player.
Great poach. I think my only thing would be go to the feet. Either go to the chest or go to the feet. You don't have to go too long with it. Play it a little bit safer.
Great reflex. Remy gets there in time. Angle winner, +2. Another big serve into the body forehand. Couple points in a row for the smash, bringing it back to within 24.
And if Delana can use her serve and Adriana can be on top of that net, the score can get a lot closer. I really don't feel like this is over. The Freeze is feeling comfortable for sure, but once there's a little bit of a momentum shift into Smash's zone, it's going to get tricky.
Just misses that after 7 points in a row. It's an unfortunate fault that gives it back. Navarro to serve. Slice serve down the tee. Mendez poaches, winner. Changes it up, goes out wide. Forehand return down the line. Great answer by Hewitt.
Amazing return from Delana. What a compact short swing. She got it right in the middle of the alley. Just absolute rocket down the line. I love that.
Missed poach opportunity. Usually ball gets above your shoulder on the return and that person's going to go. Now they're in a neutral rally. Fortunate to win that point as Mendez had the opening within 23. 5.5 minutes. A lot of points on the board in the first couple minutes of women's doubles. Another volley miss.
I think Fernanda was actually surprised that the ball was coming at her. It looked like she was looking and she was ready to move, but she didn't think the ball was going to come right at her.
Volley winner. Don't know if Remy was trying to go down the line or just caught it late above her shoulder. Regardless, Mendez takes advantage, builds the lead back up for the Freeze.
Mendez is all over that net tonight.
Big return. We've seen a couple returns down the line, but now the Freeze team is ready. Great reaction, reflex volley, 25-point lead.
And look at that sideline, JY. Team Freeze is dancing and screaming, and they're doing everything. What a good shot, though, by Adriana. She says, we're not done here yet.
Big response. What a different team we're seeing from the Freeze on the sideline.
And that's good to see, right? They went out, they did their homework, they learned. I'm sure they rewatched their first match, and they're back, and they're better than ever.
Big serve into the net. Up to 20 faults now for the smash. Considering you're down 23, it gets more painful to look at that stat line. Body serve gets jammed up. Mendez all over it, has the overhead opportunity. Back into the rally. Remy defends well. Never mind, that ball went over the net. I couldn't see it, came back so fast. Point for the Freeze. Great poach, redirects, thought she'd go back, but she's all over the place. Great movement. Navarro with the overhead, +2.
Wow.
Missed a moment. I thought Remy should have taken that second volley back again to Mendez instead of redirecting to the baseline.
For sure. I think she actually hesitated in either hitting a backhand or a forehand volley. I think she should have just gone for even a swinging volley, but wow.
Let's take a look at our center line athletics mic'd up moment of the night.
On Thursday, June 11th, big doubleheader action takes place at Simon Pritchard.
Let's go! Come on! Woo! Good, long rally. Come on. Good. boy. That's it. One thing when you were playing Elma, I felt like you got a little backed up off the baseline.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
stay a little closer. Every time you made contact on the baseline, he was rushed for time, especially on that really good return. He just hit that lucky pass. You know. It's all good. Look, I mean, it was a different pace. Like his ball was coming like really up and then down, right? It was dropping earlier than Ben's, which was going hard and fast.
140-115, Freeze on the far side. There we see some of the great coaching from Pritchard that helped his team win both men's singles bolts tonight.
We see them keep coaching because we're not done after this. We have a mixed doubles that determines the whole arc, and so the men have to stay ready. If they're in, they have to know what to do and show up and play another 10 minutes and take it away for their team.
And this has been a really good women's doubles bolt. The problem is the Smash came into it down double digits, so it doesn't look like it on the scoreboard, but you know, they've only down 21-18 in this individual bolt. So they're playing well. They just unfortunately need to play their best tennis of the night right now. Great lefty body serve. Gosh, that's a brutal serve when a lefty executes.
Going body is just so effective, especially in doubles, because there are no angles, and that's exactly what you want here. You want to be able to get the ball through the middle so you can move as the net player, just like Sion is trying to do over there.
That's credit to Mendez, forcing that miss from Remy. She's so active. Remy's trying to look at her while she's hitting to make sure that Mendez isn't going to poach it off.
Exactly. Sometimes it's okay if you don't even make contact with the ball. It's making your opponent think. And even there, she's really moving. She's moving up, back, side, side. And her opponents are overthinking it. And if I am Team Smash, I just go right at her.
Yeah, we see the Smash, not the ones able to take advantage of that timeout. Freeze adjusting extremely well, winning a couple points in a row. Navarro setting up that forehand down the line. We'll have to redo that point as the electronic line calling went off by accident.
Wait. Ball boys, please do not bounce the ball during the point. It can set the ELC off. Please do not bounce the ball during the point. Thank you. Play!
145-116, Navarro to serve, great slice wide, but just misses it. Final minute 20. Trading some faults back and forth. It's getting a little quiet from both teams. I think the timeout, the electronic line calling off, taking a little bit of energy away. We're seeing some sloppy play. We need somebody to pick it up. The Freeze are up by 30. The Smash want to give themselves a chance. This is their final one.
But if you're Team Smash, you need to try to use these interruptions to your favor. You'll take any momentum shift that you can get. Just kind of regroup, talk within yourselves, and figure it out. I think they need to be moving a little bit more at the net. We've seen Sion all over the net. Fernando Navarro as well. We need to see a little bit more action from Team Smash here before we get into the mixed doubles.
And the serve is what was helping the Smash get going so well, winning 7 points in a row earlier in this women's doubles bolt. And now it's letting them down over 20 faults by the Smash tonight. Freeze giving it right back. But looks like we'll have a final point. Mixed doubles coming up next. All right, some sloppy play to finish off, but Freeze doing well. We'll see when we come back with mixed doubles. The Freeze are looking to get their first win of the 2026 season, put themselves in a very good position. Do the Smash have a miracle comeback in their back pocket when we come back? Welcome back as we have our final bolt of the night. We played 6 so far. Had a couple close ones, but the Freeze have been taking all of them, and those couple gaps there when we got into the final women's singles bolt and the first men's doubles bolt have given them a 28-point lead as we get into mixed doubles to finish things off. And as we get back into the week 2, and we have more arcs coming up this weekend. Don't miss the best and loudest tennis of the summer. Make sure you go to intense.com to buy your tickets now. We're coming back tomorrow. We got double headers Friday and Saturday, and then 6 more weeks of some great tennis after that. So Freeze to serve, Garcia Mendez on the far side, Bushamuka and Delana Hewitt on the near side. As the Freeze look to wrap up their first win of the 2026 season, and actually it should be the smash that was supposed to start serving. A little bit of confusion to get started. I think we're seeing a little bit of loss of focus in the past couple minutes.
A little bit. I think people maybe are looking at the scoreboard a little bit too much and at the time, and they're forgetting that they are here and their job is to play every single point. I'm interested right now in Team Smash coming in because I feel like Elmar has had, you know, the most points for his team. So it's interesting that they put Bushamuka in. He's played good tennis tonight, but just hasn't had as much playing time. But I do think it makes sense that Sion and Raul are in. Sion has 42 points. Raul has 43 points for their team, and they're just standing out for sure. So it completely makes sense.
I wonder if Coach Rachi also just wants to see a little bit more of Bushamuka. I think she's seen enough from both Edjupovic and Locke tonight to have a feel for their games. Bushamuka has only been in there in short spurts, but done pretty well, but it was never in there long enough for you to truly understand what he can give you. So I think she just wants to see more of him, but it's going to be tough with Garcia and Mendez on the far side. Also playing against the scoreboard is not easy. The ball slides off the line, and Garcia is able to get a touch on it, but only +1. 152, 122. And that's Hewitt's 7th fault of the night.
I think she's dropped her level a little bit, and I'd like to see her pick it up. She looks a little bit upset, and it makes sense, but you got 8 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. She knows how to pick it up. She knows how to play really good tennis. I think she continues looking for those opportunities. She goes for her serve, and she knows what to do.
Big forehand return, but the presence of Garcia forces that return long and wide. Angle pass cross court, sets up a floater volley, and that's a tough volley hit off. There's so much action on Garcia's ball as Remy comes in for Hewitt.
And what good teamwork there from Team Freeze, right? They're complementing each other so well with Sion. I was gonna say her finesse, but she just hit a massive ball, so never mind.
Very smart.
Sion's got it all.
She understands the situation, great awareness that the Smash are going to try to poach as much as possible. They need all the +2s. And that's where you go right at the net person and take advantage of them overplaying. And with this 35-point lead, do you keep your players in? Do we see Felipe Costa and Ellie Schulten back in? Do we see Bobrovika Nova back in to get some more action? We'll see how the coaches manage these final 7 minutes where it's pretty clear the match is decided, but you have a lot to play for the rest of the season.
I wonder if they want to just wait until there's a few minutes left and then put those players in just in case they have a shot. I mean, never say never, but it looks like it's going to be tough here tonight.
You see the adjustment for the Freeze trying to play 2 back when Bushamuka serving to Mendez. Mendez in kind of that no man's land hybrid position, trying to figure out and react to what Garcia does on the return. Big kick really throws Bushamuka out wide. See another mistake from electronic line calling. We're gonna have to redo that point. Clock stops, they get an opportunity. I think Edjupovic at this point is just frustrated, trying to argue that they were an advantage, but I don't think there's anything you can do. That's a simple replay.
It sure is, and I like the way that Team Freeze is handling it. Granted, they are in the lead by so much. They don't really have that pressure, but your Team Smash, unfortunately, you know, you got to take all the punches that are being thrown your way, and you got to just figure it out, and you're only out here for another 6 minutes.
Well, I think that's where, like, when you're upset, you're just going to complain about everything. And when you're winning, everything is great.
Well, and when you're upset, everything feels unlucky. And that's just the way that it is. That's the way life is. But you just have to have a good attitude and see what they do here.
You know, what do you, if you're Coach Racha, what are you talking to your team about? Are you still just talking tennis and, look, score is what it is? Or do you try to... or you just admit it and just say, look, let's just do what we can? How would you handle this moment?
I would say, guys, I'm fully aware of the scoreboard right now. There's a long season ahead of us. How can we prep? Let's see more movement at the net. Let's make a few more serves here, a little bit less mistakes. Let's just get ourselves ready because the season is long. This one specific arc is probably not going to determine the whole season. So how can we use this moment to improve?
As these teams get back ready, we also start looking a little bit ahead to tomorrow. We'll be back 7 p.m. Eastern. The Fortune taking on the Rips. The Fortune, who had an incredible opening night when they won on the last point of the night. One of the best season openers you could ever have in any sport history. And the Fortune did it, but now they have to put that emotion aside and try to regroup because they were down 22 points.
Yeah, if you weren't sure about intense tennis before Friday night, if you watch Friday night, you're now sure about tennis turned up because that was some insane tennis, insane season opener, and it makes everyone buy in, I think, as they should, because it's so fun out here and it's electric.
Well, in the Rips, it's going to be their first action. They did not play last week. They're getting their first action tomorrow night. And we see the Smash tonight getting their first action against a Freeze team that has clearly made some adjustments, gotten better, and that's just what happens when you're able to play and make some adjustments. And so we'll see how the Rips going to come out to Smash. They're going to have their time to go back to the drawing board. But the Rips, you're just going to have to go at it, play, and then figure it out after.
And who better to learn from for Smash than Freeze, right? Freeze didn't play a great match. They came back. They played a very good match. Smash can say, we can do the exact same thing, and we're going to be in the exact same position. So I think there's a lot of room for learning there.
Great job with the forehand on the rise. Mendez trying to go forehand down the line. Saw a gap, but hits it in the net, misses it wide, 161, 128. Understandable, quiet sideline, hands on the hips for the Smash, arms folded. It's a tough moment. It's not easy. You know, I think, look, even in traditional tennis, you can try to tell yourself if you're down 5-0, there's a shot to come back. I mean, there's a couple stories like that in traditional tennis that happen every year. You know, the Yannick Sinner situation at the French Open, up 2 sets to love, 5-1. You think it's absolutely over. Something happened, he lost. It's 161, 130 with 4 minutes. It's tough. It's not easy for these players.
It is, and I think in traditional tennis there is no clock, whereas here there is a clock. So if they're going to pull it together, they have to pull it together fast. I don't know. If I'm Team Smash, I actually would love to see Bobrovnikova come in a little bit more and lock. I think at this point you have to accept the way that it is, and you need to give your players a little bit more time to play just so that they're used to the atmosphere. And yeah.
We'll see. Felipe Costa grabs the racket for the first time this season. He's loosening up his shoulder. Let's see if he's going to be substituted in to get his first action of the night. They got a big lead. It's a great time to get some tennis in. We have to replay that point. Costa looks excited. He's waiting. He's listening.
I was watching the ball kids. It wasn't, no los niños, no. Podemos hablar después del partido.
Rachi is just very upset tonight. It's been a tough night for the Smash. Just got to keep it together for 3.5 minutes. Big serve by Garcia with the poach. Just missed it wide. Point for the smash. 164-131. Mendez going off the back foot, does an incredible job just leaning on that. One of the best in the business on how she steps back and forward off that left leg. And Garcia with the poach, and Felipe Costa is in to get his first action of the night. One of the guys, when you look at the draft, you think he could be the X factor that helps him on those nights where those stars aren't playing their best tennis. He is capable of stepping it up in an incredible way.
1 minute technical timeout, please. It was one swing. It was one swing of the racket. You can double hit it in one motion.
And Bracci trying to argue there that Costa had hit the ball twice, but you're allowed to do it as long as it's one continuous swing. I think if you're the smash, every little thing is bothering you. Even
and I understand.
Birdies chirping are going to bother you, right?
I've been there for sure, but again, you got to weather the storm. At the end of the day, there's certain things you cannot control, and right now the scoreboard, the time, everything going on, technical difficulties, you cannot control it. All you can do is control yourself. So they don't really have a choice.
The team here is trying to get themselves organized with a technical timeout. Costa just being like, man, I just got in. Let me play. Let me get in a rhythm.
But if you want someone to come in with this much time left on the clock and settle in easily, Costa's the best guy. He's lived in 16 different places, JY. I think he's going to be okay settling in here.
University of Georgia Bulldog alumni, playing not too far from Athens. Got some local Bulldogs that come out to support him. Mendez did not go to college tennis. That was one of the things that she was so happy about. She never really got to experience a team format like this. And so when she came into this last year, it was the experience of a lifetime. She signed up once again. And, you know, this format is one of the most fun environments in tennis. If not, I think it's the most fun.
And even if you played college tennis, it's still so different because of the substitutions and the rush that you're always in, and it's so fun. So nothing can prepare you for this. You have to just come out here and just, you know, be able to do it.
Well, and you have to work as a team. Where in college tennis, at the end of the day, yes, it's a team, you practice together, but if you play your own match by yourself, no one's substituting you in and out. And so you can still get back to being a little bit more selfish than here. Here, you really have to put team first. As the Freeze have done a great job to come together, 167-132, as they are 2 minutes closer to their first win of the season. Big kick to the Costa forehand. William Pushamuka making a final push. Adriana Remy at the net, looking to pick some balls off. Mendez going really far back. Remy with the poach, Costa with the reflex. Both of them come in. Great lob over both of them. Remy throws it back. Great defensive lob. Pushamuka comes back in. What a great back and forth rally.
And we see a team member of Freeze just screaming as loud as she could on that last ball and actually earning that mistake and being so excited about it. Here on Intense, there is noise at all times. Music is playing, people are screaming. You can do absolutely anything, and that is the beauty of tennis turned up. Felipe tried to go big there. He looks relaxed, though. It must feel good coming out with a minute left and just feeling like I can play free. I don't really need to put any points on the board. I just need to get a good groove out here. And he's going for it. .30-point difference tonight. Make it 28 with that let court here at Intense Tennis. Even if it touches the net, the serve counts. We did not see any quick serves tonight. I wish we had. I love the quick serve. But here you can serve underhand. You can serve within 2 seconds. You can do anything to throw your opponent off.
Well, in the final 15 seconds, I think we didn't see any because everybody executed it so poorly last week. But all it is just practice. I just don't think players recognize. Look, it looks easy, but it's not under pressure. And that's why they went away from it. The smash coming together tonight with a great performance, 169-143. What a bounce back by them. The smash are going to have to regroup and figure themselves out. Season debut, it's been tough for so many teams. We've seen it time and time again. But the Freeze are extremely happy as they get to look at tonight's prize money powered by Payment Labs, because with tonight's win, that team gets to take home an extra $9,000. So they're going to be even happier after a tough loss last week. And this gives us the opportunity to also take a look at tonight's lock-in play of the night, brought to us by Solaris, where Sion Mendez did an incredible job, obviously bouncing back from her performance last week, the 2025 female MVP. Struggled to get things going, but then when it came down to tonight, she really bounced back, showed the professionalism, the work, great job in trials, and now she helped lead their team to victory tonight. This is one of the points that she set up, that she really struggled to find last week, was that aggressive play. And she found a much better job using her dynamicness. I thought last time she tried to overplay a little bit too much and then playing aggressive. This time she used the high heavies, the coming in, the drop shots, and doing a great job. And now she gets to give us her thoughts, who's with Kelly Kroll.
Thanks a lot. Well, Sion, and this looked like a team on a mission tonight. We spoke earlier in the week, and you said you felt like you had something to prove after the last arc. What was the difference?
I think we just came out and just said we're going to play solid, and no matter what happens tonight, we're going to play as a team and play our games, and let's see what happens.
And you certainly did. The energy was fantastic, but in general, overall, just how proud are you of this group bouncing back the way they did?
So happy. We had a bad defeat last week, and we were we're not going to let that happen again. So we came out with good energy, and we pumped everybody up, so it was awesome.
The cheers, you guys have really worked on those. They look good.
Yeah, we said all about energy. That's what we care about.
It was awesome tonight. Congrats on your first win of the season.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Thank you, Kelly and Sion. And don't go too far, because when we come back, we'll have our final thoughts on tonight. Welcome back as we get to recap opening night of week 2 of the 2026 season at the Intense League. The Freeze bouncing back from last week's tough defeat, 169-143 over the debut of the Smash. We get to see what happened tonight, Maria. I mean, these two teams, one trying to bounce back, the other one trying to find their footing, and ultimately it was the experience of the Freeze adjusting very well from last week.
Being a teammate means taking ownership, figuring it out, and bouncing back and playing better next time. And that's exactly what Carousel and Sion Mendez did tonight. They had standout performances. They did exactly what they needed to do. Sion said, we wanted to have good energy, and that's exactly what they did. And if your team smash, it's not the end of the world. It's their first arc of the season. They need to figure it out.
Yeah, and I think for the Freeze, like you said, the way they bounced back tonight, the way they got things going, Carousel didn't do good at first, but the way Raul Garcia stepped in, provided some great energy and momentum. Mendez bringing back the tennis that made her the MVP last year. Cell was so active at the net in doubles. It really set the tone, and they took over. And then in women's doubles, again, it was just they really started to pull away right there. Navarro with some great poaches. Mendez with her great overheads and forehand returns down the line. And just the way they came together is just a very, very great bounce back. And tomorrow, we get another team that is going to try to get their debut and do better than what the Smash did tonight. The Fortune taking on the Rips at 7 p.m. Friday, we come back for the fun evenings with the doubleheaders. Ridge versus the Outriders at 5 p.m. The Rise versus the Altitude. Altitude did an incredible job in their debut, playing some incredible tennis. Saturday, the Smash get to come back, bounce back. They don't have a lot of time to readjust, but they'll go on the Sting, who are looking to continue their momentum off their week 1 win. And the Rips and the Inferno will close things out for week 2 Saturday at 7 p.m. So make sure that you stay with us. We'll be back again tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's going to be an exciting night, and that's our final of the night. The Freeze taking down the Smash, and they will be back. So I'm J.Y. Abonnet, Maria Mateus with us. Week 2's just getting started. We'll be back with a lot more fun tomorrow night.
I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just